it's me, Dominique. Welcome to another episode of 10-ish minute recipes. Today we're gonna do a three-parter. We're gonna make Boston cream pie. This is gonna be part 2. This is gonna be our vanilla sponge. For this recipe, we will need 4 ounces of cream cheese. I use Philadelphia, a 1/4 cup of butter, a 1/2 cup of powdered swerve. To a separate bowl, we're gonna add 1 1/4 cup almond flour, a 1/4 tablespoon of salt. I'm using pink Himalayan sea salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, you're also gonna add 4 eggs, and a tablespoon of vanilla. All right, guys, those are our ingredients, so let's get moving. Okay, so in order to make our cake, we have, as I said, combined our cream cheese, our butter, and our powdered swerve in our mixing bowl. The reason I use powdered swerve and not granulated swerve while baking is because granulated swerve ends up granulated again once it cools. Powdered swerve will stay more consistent. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my mixer and pray I don't make a mess. So the basic premise behind this is that we are creaming the butter and the swerve together, and we want to get to the butter, the cream cheese, and the swerve together, and we want to get to a light and fluffy consistency. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and scrape the sides of our container, and next we're going to go ahead and add our eggs one at a time. By the way, if you're like a baker and you're watching this and you're like, oh my gosh, how terrible are you at baking, at scraping the sides of your blender? I know. As you can see, cracked my eggs. We're going to add them in one at a time. Alright, so when you were watching the sugar cookie video, I'm sure you noticed that I added something a little extra to my batter after I add the vanilla extract. So, when I'm making something that's just vanilla, to me, vanilla, no offense, is kind of boring. So, I add a little bit of almond extract to my sugar cookies, and I'm actually going to add it to my cake. So, I'm only going to use 1/4 cup, because I want you to just get a taste of the almond without being able to put your finger on the fact that it is almond. Like, I want people to taste that extra flavor and kind of go, what on earth is that? So, added my almond extract, I've added my 4 eggs. I'm about to go ahead and add my vanilla extract. Sorry guys, wrong size measuring spoon. So we're gonna add whoa, too much. Oh well. We're gonna add a tablespoon of vanilla extract. And we're gonna go ahead and scrape down my sides. Again, don't make fun of my scraping. I know I'm terrible. And then let it blend again for another moment or so. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my dry ingredients. What I've done is I have taken my almond flour. It's technically, theoretically, fine almond flour. I find that the fine almond flour is not fine enough. It ends up being like, it ends up swelling up while you're baking, so you end up with little chunks of almond. So what I've done is I have put my almond flour in the food processor. I put my dry mixture in the food processor, let it process for a little bit, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tap this in with a sieve. I'm actually just gonna add the whole thing. So almond flour has a lot of moisture, so even after taking out the food processor, you can see there's still little bits that are clumping together. We don't want the clumps. So I'm gonna take this, pop it back on, plug that in, and start to just whir it around so as to not make a mess. All right, so we're gonna let that mix until smooth. Earlier, we're gonna go ahead and put all of my mixture in these little bar containers. I'm using my 1 tablespoon scoop to dish each and every one out. So let's go ahead and get doing that. So each of my bar trays has 2 tablespoons of our mixture. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on a cookie sheet and put it in our oven. All right, so I just pulled these out of the oven. I'm about to turn them out of their tray and let them cool on a cooling rack. So we're gonna do that right. Alright guys, cake is done. So this is what they look like. They're gonna go ahead and cool. Once they are cool, I'm gonna go ahead and fill, and then I'm gonna start on the ganache, and we'll start the finishing video here in a second. For these, what I might suggest doing, what I will do in the future, rather than doing 325, I'm probably gonna put the oven at 350. I end up doing 325 for 30 minutes. I'll probably do 350 for 25 or 20. That way I can get nice brown tops. And got really great edges and a really great bottom. Like, that bottom's gorgeous. But yeah, I really hope you like this part 2 video. I really enjoy making these videos for you. So watch part 1, watch part 3, and we're gonna put it all together into some great Boston cream pie